Going on, people? So today we're taking a look at the brand new Weber Spirit 2 outdoor grill. Looking good. So here it is, the Weber's brand new Spirit 2. This grill is built for the outdoors. I needed one bad, and guess what? Here it is. I really like this thing, and guess what? It is also iGrill3 compatible. The unit actually goes right into the grill itself. It becomes one unit. I will put both links in the description, but let's get this video started. So here's the deal. I've had an iGrill before. It was the iGrill 1. And I loved it. It was Bluetooth. You can check your smartphone to see what the temp was on your meat. What's nice about this iGrill3 is that it actually goes right into the grill. You can actually make one unit out of both of these. And you have up to 4 meat probes, which is really cool. Now, we're not going to focus too much on the iGrill today. I'm going to have a separate video for that. So today we're really going to just look at the Weber Spirit 2, see some of the functionality of this, how well it's built, and all the good stuff that this comes with. Now, one of the main things about this grill I like is it is simple. It is easy to use. You go out, you hit a button, and you cook your food. Now, you have enough storage here for your pots, your pans, your dishes, and so on, but you can also take this and fold it down, and it makes it a lot smaller where you can actually store it a lot easier. Now, I have had many grills, and even the stainless steel grills rusted because not all of the grill was stainless steel. What Weber did here was put a heavy duty high temp plastic, right, a hard plastic on this grill and around the top. And what's nice about this is you won't get burnt, right? It holds the heat well, and it really seals in that heat. So you don't have to worry about rusting. The whole front panel of this is stainless steel. The knobs are a harder plastic, so you don't have to worry about those rusting. And the bottom here is actually painted. So Weber really had in mind keeping these things outside and not worrying about them rusting out. Now on the back here you have 2 plastic wheels so you can move this thing around. That folding tray that I showed you a little bit ago, when you actually bring that up, that is what you would actually use to scoot this thing around. You don't have a handle on it, so it's nice and sleek looking. And they also added some hangers on this here for you to hang your tools without worrying about losing them. Now over here in the back, this is where your vent is, and when you start getting that heat up and you start getting that food going, you're going to see smoke rolling out the back, so you don't want to put that too close to the house. Alright, so the thermometer here goes up to 600 degrees. I had it up to about 550 just so I can season this grill here, and it was smoking. So make sure you do that before you start using it. Now, the one thing I think they did on this grill is genius, and that was to make 2 different sizes on one grate, right? So I like to cook a lamb on the rod. Those pieces are usually cut smaller, about an inch and a half wide. And what happens is they actually fall through every grate that I've ever owned on any grill. So what Weber came out with was 2 different sizes on one grate. So here is a smaller grate, and if you flip it over and you're cooking larger pieces, say of chicken or burgers, and you want those larger marks or lines, you can actually just flip that over. But now you do not have to worry about smaller pieces. Maybe you're doing vegetables, you just throw them on the grate and they won't fall through. I just think it's really smart on their behalf to do that. The other thing I will say about these grates is they are extremely easy to clean. After I was done cooking on this, I just took a brush, brushed it right off, and the food came right off of it. Very happy, and I just think it's really smart how they did that. So now, once again, you can cook a lot of different types of food with different sizes with no worries. Alright, so it may look like you have 5 burners in this grill, but you don't. You have 3 very high efficiency burners over here. And what's really nice about these is that you don't have the flame coming out the sides like you do on so many other grills. So that really prevents the flame up when you have grease dripping down on these, right? So you can see the little dotted holes up on top. That is where the flame comes out. I will show you that here in a bit, but it works very well. Alright, so over here is your grease trap. Now I will say that this is one of the downsides that I found with this grill. I'll show you how you can put it in and take it out, but it's just not as easy as I think it should be. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. Alright, so over here is the drip pan, and you can see that Weber gives you a little foil pan to put under there. Now there's two issues that I have with this. One is it didn't slide in very well, and it's kind of a pain to get out, and it doesn't sit very even. I actually had to adjust those tracks a little bit just because it was way too tight to even get this in when I was assembling it. The other thing I will say is that tray in the middle of that, you know, if you need to replace that, you have to get that exact size or you may be in trouble. Now you can probably put some aluminum foil in there, but that's not a big plus for me when it comes to this grill. Alright, so here's the igniter button. Very easy to use, and it lights very easily. I had no issues at all. And what was nice about this is when I was putting this thing together, I noticed that it only takes one AA battery, and it's extremely easy to change out if it ever dies on you. All you have to do is unscrew this cap here and put a brand new AA in, and it's ready to go. But very easy to use, so I was really happy about that. Alright, so let's kick up these burners and see how hot they get. And like I mentioned, what's really nice about these, you can adjust this very easily, but those burners do not shoot those flames up over the side. They come up from the top, and when you have those guards up on top of that, it really helps to distribute that heat evenly, and you can really feel how hot just those three burners get. So I'm really happy with how well they actually work. You know what else is really cool about this is you can't even see the flame really. I mean, every once in a while it'll flare up, but really you just can't even see it. So I just think that's really cool, and I think they did a really good job with these. And here's the side view. You can see that it's not able to flare up if you get a little bit of grease. That guard protects that really nicely. It just really heats up really quick. You can see how small they actually are, but very efficient. Alright, so we got this humming to about 500 degrees and still going up. Now this heavy duty plastic, what's really nice about this is if you have kids, you don't have to worry about them getting burned. If this was a stainless steel grill or a grill that was made of metal entirely the whole way around, you wouldn't be able to touch that side. Everything around here is extremely cool. Now I will say that if you're around 500, 550 for about 15 minutes or more, yes, this is going to heat up, but definitely enough reaction time to pull your hand away without getting hurt. Another thing just to point out to you, that little hole here on the side, that is where your meat probe will actually go in to the grill, so you don't have to worry about crushing the actual cords to them. So one of my biggest fears when I'm cooking out on the grill is running out of propane while I am hosting a party or having people over my house. What they did here was the propane attachment actually shows you how much you have left in the propane tank, and I think that's very cool. You can see I attach it here, which is easy to do, and I have two indicators telling me that I have half a tank left on this 15-gallon tank. So extremely easy to read. Alright, so let me show you how this would actually work. I'll actually push down on this tank and lift it up. We have a half a tank here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to push down on it, and this is telling me now that I have a full tank because it feels heavier. It automatically reads it. Now if I were to actually lift up on this tank, it would actually come back down. You can see now that I'm almost empty right there. So it's very cool that I can know how much propane I have before I even start to cook. Once again, half a tank. I'm not touching it. If I were to adjust it again, if I were to push down on it, it's saying it's heavier, and it's going to show me that the tank is fuller. So very simple to understand, very simple to read. I think that's a great feature on this grill, and I'll probably get a lot of use out of that because I'm not great at judging how much propane I actually have. Now, last but not least, the iGrill3. It comes with two thermometers. I'm not really going to go too far into detail because I'm going to do another review on this, but you actually have to buy this separately. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. I would not buy this grill unless I was planning on buying the iGrill3 as well. Now you can see I have two thermometers in there. It takes up to 4. You download an app and it basically tells you what your meat temp is at. If you wanted to set a temperature alarm to say, hey listen, I want to take my pork shoulder out at 195 degrees, I can set that alarm on my smartphone after I download the app, and it would alert me when that meat was done. So very cool app. I've had one of these before and I loved it. Unfortunately, I lost it. It was smaller, but because this is actually able to be built in, you won't have to worry about that. So at the end of the day, This thing doesn't offer all the side burners and everything else you might see on other grills, but I never use a side burner anyway, so I could care less about that. I think it's extremely easy to use, and I will tell you that they built this for the outdoors. It's not going to rust out like you have to worry about with so many other grills. Even if it's stainless steel, I always have problems with handles rusting out because they never put the handles into stainless steel as well. The heat is sealed in perfectly. I love how they put the heavy duty plastic around there. It really takes that heat, seals it in. You don't have to worry about escaping. And it heats up very quickly. You only have those 3 burners, but they work very well. I also love that you can build in the igrill3 with this. That is a huge plus for me with this grill. And I also love the propane tank indicator light telling me how much propane I have left in my tank. I think that's huge, and I will get a lot of use out of that. Now, one of the biggest letdowns about this grill was the drip pan. I wish for the price of this grill they would have actually put a piece of metal in there instead of foil pan, because now if I have to go out and replace it, I have to go out and try to find the exact matching size. So I'm not a big fan of that, and I didn't think it was all that easy to put in and take out. I just don't like that feature. I think that they need to upgrade that. The other downside to this is it will take you a long time to put it together. I have put many a grill together in my lifetime, and it took me a little over 3 hours. There's so many pieces and so many bolts. It really is kind of a pain. Now, I will tell you that the instructions are very good, but it still takes a very long time to get everything up and running. And one other thing that I really like about this is the height. This actually stands up a little bit higher than the grills I'm used to using. So if you're a little bit taller like me, you're actually cooking at a very comfortable level and you don't have to worry about bending down so much. Now, with all that being said, I will say that I really do love this grill. I think it's simple. I think it's easy to use. There are 2 downsides. I'm giving this a 4-star. One, because you can't really buy this grill with the i3 with it. You have to buy it separately, which adds another $100 to the price. The other thing I dislike was the drip pan. I think for the price of this grill, I think they could have went a little bit more heavy duty with that, but instead it's a little bit cheaper and I didn't care for it. If you liked this video and it helped you out, please thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com, and I will put the links for this and the iGrill in the description. Thanks for watching.